Good afternoon, everybody. So, long time we have not posted any updates. And yes, we're still here in the Philippines. It's been how long? 8 months since we moved here, and we are still trying to homestead. And now that it is rainy season, the plants are really thriving, but I'm struggling to kind of grow like the tender vegetables. The seedling, after a night of heavy rain, it's just like turned into mush. So it's still in the process. We're still learning. It's different to grow food during the dry season, and it's a different setup that we need to do during the rainy season. So anyway, our car is here, and we normally park it um, at the village, in my old house where the rest of my family lives. But today, my nephew came up here to bring us some rice because we mailed it. And then when they got up here, the brake just, um, like I think it cracked and was dripping with brake fluid. So it stays here until we could do something about it. And we are waiting for a strong typhoon. It's called a super typhoon. It's going to be our first time to experience a very strong typhoon from up here since we moved into our new home. And luckily, it's not going to landfall, but we will still get that strong wind. So we've been like trying to get ready for it. We have enough food, enough water in the water tank. So the update is that our help left us in May, like so sudden. He told us on the same day he was gonna leave. So we had to like dispose our 7 heads of pigs because I was struggling on my own. We disposed our cow as well because I planted a total of like 50 fruit trees, grafted ones, and only like a handful left because sometimes it got gotten loose and ate up all of the plants. So I think the place is not ready for having a cow in the property. So this is going to be like an update for you guys. I know I don't have a lot of followers or people watching my video, but someone was asking for an update. So currently, our daily. So now that we're here 8 months, let me sit down over there because although it's a bit cloudy, it's very humid. It's hot. So let me sit here. So now that we've been here 8 months, we are learning a lot of things. Like we cannot depend on the income of our piggery. For number one reason is that we could get an income from it only every 4 to 5 months, and we need something that could give us daily income. So this is a big update. We are currently starting a small business in the village. We started this in January actually, but and it was doing really well. So we do barbecue in the afternoon, and we bought a big freezer, and we have some frozen stuff that we sell. And it's a small business. By small business, I mean we do not have a license to operate, and currently because it is set up in my old house, like a balcony of my old house, and we sell whatever vegetables we can harvest from the garden, like beans, okra, eggplant. And then we bought um a few sacks of palay from the local farmer here during the harvest season, and we have accumulated, I think, about 20 sacks. And now that rainy season is here, we mailed it last week, I think, and we are selling it there as well in the village. It's per kilo we sell it for. And then we are also selling charcoal. So my brother has like a group that he works with on a mountainous um, area of a town which is like away from here, far away from here, about an hour drive. So they like take care of a big area in the mountain. They plant trees, and then once the trees gets matured, they process it into charcoal. And every now and then he would bring multiple sacks for me, and I have accumulated, I think, about 17 sacks at one point. So currently my niece is managing it for us, and that's another reason why we stopped doing it in April, because me and my husband, we got sick because we were doing it ourselves. I prepared the barbecue here, and then in the afternoon he would go with my nephew. My nephew would come over, pick him up, bring the stuff with them, and sell it in the village. And then would come back at the end of the day with a bit of an income. And that was daily, and that was good. That was good, like enough for our food, for our bills. And then we got sick, and I'm like, I can't keep doing this because I had to look after the animals as well. I had to set up a garden. So when we got sick, we had a flew for about, I'm sorry guys, it's better that you stare at this beautiful view instead of my face. So we stopped doing it. Now that my niece just graduated from uni, and she's saying that she do not want to find a job straight away. She wanted to stay at least a year at home, just recovering from all the stress, but wanted a little bit of income as well. So we said if he could manage it for us, we will be glad. So every once a week, we would go to a market that does wholesale, which is like about 30 minutes from here. Would buy everything, put it in the freezer, and then we harvest a few stuff from here and bring it there like once to twice a week, like this beans here. Yeah, and I have another patch somewhere there, and sometimes some bananas from the property as well. So she only started a few days ago, and with from what we heard, because we are saying that after a week we would like sit down and see all the figures, and then put it back again in the capital. So we're not touching it at the minute, and we are hoping it would kind of grow. Yeah, so we'll see where we could go with that business. And we said that when it comes to when it comes to a point where we need to top up, for example, a few more sacks of rice, and the people in the village could see it's a lot bigger, and then that's when the time when we get a permit. For now, no one's gonna come at your place and say, hey, you've got to have a permit now because you only started like a few weeks, a few days. That's fine. But once they see your business getting bigger, that's when people will try to, like, report you or something. So we are planning to do that before it happens. But for now, that's what we are concentrating on. And the piggery is still going on. And as you can see, the house outside, there's no like finishing, or what do you call it, rendered. It's still rough, and we don't mind. And sometimes people say things, but let them speak to you behind your back. Just live your life. That's what we've been trying to do, you know. People like to say things, and if they see you succeed, they'll say things. If they see you get, really low, they'll say something. So just let them say something. So if you are moving to the Philippines and you're getting through this kind of situation, just live your life. I get a lot of comment from people. Why do you do things yourself? And I'm like, we came here to live, to set up a life, to not to have people do things for us and be lazy. We are not retirees. We're not having pension. We haven't got any income, and that's where what we are trying to do here, to do things for ourselves. I'm not looking for a local job to get money for our bills, and you know so that's what we've been trying to set up. And for a few months now, it's been difficult to figure things out. Let's get into the garden. It's been difficult to figure things out, but you know, you have to understand that before your garden or your setup or your homestead could feed you, you have to feed it first. And at this point, we are still learning. So we have a plan, guys. We wanted to open up the place for people to come in. So we have like a really small budget for this, but we pray and we hope that it's gonna work. We are going to start a cafe, um, because people are asking to come up here to see the place and to enjoy the view. So we might as well take advantage of it. And because of the limited budget, we do not want to build like a lot of um what do you call it? A lot of like building, but we are going to build something very simple because, as you could see, not much trees in the surrounding area, and it gets really hot during the day when it's sunny, especially when it's sunny. So we have to have a few more of this, and this is a really low cost building, a low cost, yeah. So we're gonna set up a few more of this where people could come and do barbecue and uh, prepare like coffee, drinks in our own kitchen, and make a few benches up there so they could enjoy the view. At first, I really wanted it to be down here, but I think we have to like, if it's down here, it's like a bit further away from the house. So that means we have to build the kitchen, and I do not want to do it at the moment to build another kitchen because of the limited budget. So this is the plan that me and my husband has been discussing. So I've been wanting a lot of flowers, just to kind of like a space where people could sit down and have like a photo area where they could take photos. So up there as well, I have like a few plots or beds of flowers, and I'm not gonna show you today because they're like still a tiny seedlings, so nothing much to see. And then we plan to put some benches here and maybe a swing up there, um, and a one pergola as well, and like a barbecue, another barbecue area with tables around it. And then we plan to cover this so it will not be like an eyesore. And then as you can see, I've planted, my lots of trees are growing nicely, and you see that growth. This could give like a really umbrella effect eventually. And I have a lot of these in the area. So Currently, down at the piggery, we have three small ones, which we are going to use for breeding stock. One of our bigger pig is due to give birth in a few weeks' time. So currently, that's just the update, guys. And yeah, thank you. Bye. So we have been getting rainwater, and this is what we use for um, the animals and also for washing our clothes because we do not want to waste that clean water from the rain. So we've collected a few blue drums already, and now it's getting to the point where it's now depleted, and we are expecting a lot of rain this week. So could you see that, guys? 2 days without rain, and the plants suffer. That's how hot it is here. And I think next time I do not like the idea of the tire because I think the root system gets really, really hot. So you could see it's really green, the surroundings. It's really nice. And what was I gonna say? So currently we have my nephew is staying with us since we couldn't get someone from the village to come and stay here, help us with things, looking after the animals. They've been here, I think, 4 weeks now. And my nephew is a single dad, so he's got his 9-year-old daughter, which we help him to like send to school with all the school stuff and all that. So we've been doing a lot of tidying in the area because the grass was like waist high. They're growing fast. So that's what we've been doing. I've been building garden beds, and we are currently waiting for some bamboos to be delivered. And then yeah, that's when we start building like a pergola up there, and then a few more vegetable beds here. And because it could get really hot and it scorched the plants, and as you can see I have some corn growing there, and they are doing well, but if it's like a tender vegetables we would need a setup with a shade cloth. So that's what we're gonna do next.